Hello friends, in this tutorial I will teach you how to seal Bobo balloons using a sealing machine. For this video, I use a 20-inch Bobo balloon and the most common sealer that I bought in the marketplace. So let's get started. It is very convenient for me to use a long sealer. The length of my seal is 50 centimeters. I would recommend that you do not purchase a short sealer. If you work with Bobo balloons and glue, for example, a balloon with a toy or flowers inside, the long sealer has a much longer sealing step and more space for manipulating the balloon. And now I want to show you an example of how it works. Before cutting the Bobo balloon, placing a toy or some kind of decoration there, I make sure to pre-inflate and align the balloon. I don't stretch the balloon beforehand. I immediately start inflating it. Start inflating the Bobo balloon with an air generator, and as soon as you notice that the balloon has deformed, stop inflating and quickly twist the neck of the Bobo balloon so that the air does not escape. Place the Bobo balloon under your arm. The larger side should be at the back and the smaller one in front. Press down on the larger half of the Bobo balloon. The air will begin to move into the smaller half and stretch the walls of the Bobo balloon. If necessary, do this action several times. Next, I will continue to inflate the Bobo balloon using an air generator. Pay attention to the seam. You will see that the seam will be perfectly smooth and the balloon will be symmetrical. Please note, I do not inflate the balloon to full size. I do this so that the seams of the balloon do not stretch much and would be tight, and it would be easier for me to connect and solder them. I'm blowing off a balloon. I gently press the walls of the balloon with my fingers along the seam and the place where I'm going to trim the balloon. Look, I've connected the seam very smoothly and I'm ready to cut off part of the balloon. I never cut off the part of the balloon that is very close to the neck and has a deep bend. I marked with a marker the part that is undesirable to cut off. So, I cut out a strip about 2 millimeters thick along the seam, and depending on the filling, 15–20 centimeters long. If the incision did not seem wide enough to you, and the toy or some other thing does not fit, you can always enlarge the incision as I showed in the video. The walls of the Bobo balloon stick together regularly, and you can carefully separate them so that there is some amount of air between the walls. So I will prepare a small decoration. I will make it a volumetric one to put a balloon inside the Bobo and show you how the sealing process takes place. I'm disconnecting the walls of Bobo's balloon again. First, I put in the ribbon that will hold the decoration and pull it out through the neck of the balloon. Now I carefully put the jewelry inside, and I decided to add some confetti. Now I am very carefully combining the seams of Bobo balloon. Take your time, align the seams slowly and carefully. I'm sealing the seams of Bobo balloon on the second mode. The seam of the Bobo balloon has a semicircular shape. It is necessary to seal the cut semicircular part in several segments. These segments must intersect with each other so that there are no holes. That is, each subsequent segment must go to the previous one. Lower the sealing lever. After a couple of seconds, it beeps and turns off. I soldered one segment. The base of the sealer is hot, so do not abruptly remove the balloon from the platform. Wait a few seconds and carefully remove it. In the same way, continue to sealing around the perimeter. When sealing, I step back about 5-7 from the edge of the balloon. At first, it may seem to you that this is incredibly ugly, and the seam is not very smooth and has an angular shape, but this is not a problem. When the balloon is inflated, it will become perfectly round. I will circle the seam with a black marker so that you can clearly see how the sealing takes place and how the seams fit. After sealing, I carefully cut off the leftovers, but not quite close to the seam. So, the balloon is ready, and now the most crucial moment. I'm inflating a balloon, but don't forget to hold the thread that holds the decor. Do not inflate the balloon beyond its factory size. So, look at the seam that I sealed. After inflating the balloon, the seam became perfectly smooth. Now I twist the neck of Bobo balloon, tie it with a piece of a modeling balloon. Then I cut off the extra part of the balloon for modeling. I cut off the thread on which the decor is held. Stretch the neck of the balloon Bobo and make to knots. This is a very reliable way. The balloon will definitely not deflate. It remains to add a little decor, and the balloon is ready. Train to grow with you, everything will definitely work out. Thank you for watching us.